Question 1. Question 1. Welcome. Follow RealTenor. It's a pleasure to be with you today. We are going to delve into the legacy of Leonid Sobinov, who is often regarded as the founder of Russian vocal art. To begin, why is Sobinov considered a key figure in the history of Russian vocal music? Follow RealTenor's answer 1. Thank you. It's a great honor to discuss such a milestone figure. Sobinov is considered the cornerstone of Russian vocal art because he bridged the gap between the Italian bel canto tradition and the unique emotional depth of Russian music. His voice, technique, and style of performance set the standard for Russian lyric tenors, combining technical perfection with profound emotional expression. Interviewer, editor-in-chief of Vocal Media. Question 2. Speaking of his voice, what are some of the distinctive qualities of Sobinov's vocal tone? Follow RealTenor's answer 2. Sobinov's voice is often described as a silver tenor. It has a pure, bright, and warm quality with a metallic sheen that makes it instantly recognizable. His middle and low registers are smooth and resonant, while his high notes are clear as bells, neither tense nor forced. This unique blend of warmth and brilliance allowed him to convey rich emotions, ranging from gentle lyricism to intense bursts of passion. Interviewer of Vocal Media. Question 3. Many singers face challenges in maintaining stability across different vocal registers. How did Sobinov manage to maintain balance in his voice? Follow RealTenor's answer 3. That's a great question. Sobinov mastered breath support and resonance placement. He employed a balanced technique, combining chest voice and head resonance, ensuring seamless transitions between registers. He was able to maintain consistent tone quality as he moved from low to high notes, which became a hallmark of his singing. He also paid close attention to vowel modification and correct throat positioning, contributing to a smooth and unified sound. Question 4. Let's talk about his breath control. How did it enhance his artistic expression? Follow RealTenor's answer 4. Sobinov's breath control was exceptional. He used diaphragmatic breathing and mastered the appoggio technique, allowing him to sustain long phrases effortlessly. This control enabled him to execute smooth legato lines and handle dynamic changes such as crescendos and decrescendos with finesse. His breath management also allowed him to maintain the integrity of the sound even during very soft pianissimo passages. Question 5. His legato technique is often praised. What made his legato so special? Follow RealTenor's answer 5. Sobinov's legato was like a seamless ribbon of sound, each note naturally connected to the next without any audible breaks. Combined with his impeccable breath control, this fluidity allowed him to create long, expressive lyrical phrases that felt both natural, and deeply emotional. He was very focused on the line of the music, ensuring that even in the most emotionally intense moments, the legato remained uninterrupted. Interviewer, editor-in-chief of Vocal Media. Question 6. Beyond legato, how did he handle articulation in faster passages, especially in complex, rapid sections? Follow RealTenor's answer 6. Sobinov possessed extraordinary flexibility. In fast passages, he maintained clarity and precision without sacrificing the beauty of his tone. His articulation was clear, and he used delicate, dynamic nuances to shape each phrase, ensuring that even in the most technically challenging sections, his singing remained musical. He was adept at handling complex runs with ease and lightness, making them sound effortless. Interviewer, editor-in-chief of Vocal Media. Question 7. Let's talk about his high-pitched pianissimo, the legendary softness of his sound. How did he achieve such delicate tones without losing resonance? Follow RealTenor's answer 7. Achieving resonance in high-pitched pianissimo is extremely challenging, but Sobinov excelled in this area. He achieved this through precise breath control and focused resonance placement, often directing the sound toward the mask area. This technique allowed him to produce soft yet vibrant high notes that easily resonated throughout the entire theater. His mastery of airflow and vocal cord closure was key to maintaining the softness of the sound while still projecting volume. Question 8. Speaking of his performance style, how would you describe Sobinov's approach to character portrayal? Follow RealTenor's answer 8. Sobinov was an exceptional storyteller. He believed in conveying the emotional core of a character through subtle vocal expression rather than relying on overt dramatic gestures. His performances were filled with sincerity and depth, allowing the audience to deeply connect with the characters. He often delved into the script and score, fully understanding the motivations and emotions of the characters he portrayed. Interviewer, Editor-in-Chief of Vocal Media. Question 9. How did his approach to performance differ between Russian and Western repertoires? Follow RealTenor's answer 9. There was indeed a difference. In Russian opera, Sobinov emphasized lyricism and poetic elements, staying true to the natural rhythms of the Russian language. In Italian and French operas, he adapted his style to fit the bel canto and French lyric traditions, while still maintaining his unique vocal characteristics. He was very sensitive to the stylistic details of each piece, ensuring authenticity in his performances. Interview of Vocal Media. Question 10. Speaking of language, how important was diction in Sobinov's singing? Follow RealTenor's answer 10. Diction was absolutely crucial for Sobinov. His pronunciation was flawless, ensuring that every word was clear while never compromising the flow of the sound. This clarity enhanced his storytelling ability, making his performances compelling both musically and linguistically. He paid meticulous attention to consonant articulation and vowel purity, allowing the audience to fully grasp the emotions and narrative in his singing. Interviewer, Editor-in-Chief of Vocal Media. Question 11. Let's talk about his contribution to Russian art songs. How did he approach this genre? Follow RealTenor's answer 11. Sobinov had a deep affection for Russian romantic and art songs. He approached these songs with the same care as he did opera arias, focusing on the integration of poetry and music. His interpretations were intimate and nuanced, highlighting the emotional subtleties of each piece. He often explored the deeper psychological themes within the songs, uncovering layers of meaning that left a lasting impression on listeners. Interviewer, Editor-in-Chief of Vocal Media. Question 12. Which composer's works was he particularly adept at interpreting? Follow RealTenor's answer 10. 12. Sobinov was particularly renowned for interpreting the works of Tchaikovsky, Rachmaninoff, and Glinka. His rendition of Tchaikovsky's romantic pieces was especially remarkable, particularly his handling of some of the deeply emotional melodies, which are still considered benchmarks of emotional depth and vocal beauty. His special affection for Tchaikovsky's melancholic melodies allowed him to capture the bittersweet quality of these works with unparalleled sensitivity. Question 13. Speaking of his influence, how did Sobinov shape the next generation of Russian singers? Follow RealTenor's answer 13. Sobinov set the gold standard for Russian lyric tenors. He emphasized the production of a natural tone, emotional sincerity, and linguistic clarity, principles that became guiding factors for future generations of singers. Artists like Sergei Lemeshev and Ivan Kozlovsky drew direct inspiration from his technique and artistry. Sobinov's focus on expressive singing without sacrificing technical precision became the cornerstone of Russian vocal training. Interviewer, Editor-in-Chief of Vocal Media. Question 14. Did Sobinov make any formal contributions to vocal education? Follow RealTenor. Answer 14. Although he was not primarily a teacher, Sobinov did mentor some young singers and shared insights on vocal technique and interpretation. His recordings and legacy have become valuable educational tools for future tenor scholars. His influence continues through his students and the wider vocal community, shaping teaching methods and performance practices. Interviewer, Editor-in-Chief of Vocal Media. Question 15. Let's talk about his stage presence. How did Sobinov balance singing with acting? Follow RealTenor. Answer 15. Sobinov believed that singing and acting should be seamlessly integrated. He avoided exaggerated gestures and focused on subtle facial expressions and body language, which complemented his vocal performance. This approach made his stage presence natural and convincing. He conveyed complex emotions through minimal yet effective movements, making his performances deeply captivating. Interviewer, Editor-in-Chief of Vocal Media. Question 16. Are there any roles that perfectly represent Sobinov's artistic style? Follow RealTenor. Answer 16. His portrayals of Lenski in Tchaikovsky's Eugene Onegin and Faust in Gounod's Faust are classics. These roles showcase his lyrical warmth, emotional depth, and technical mastery, solidifying his status as a master interpreter. His rendition of Lenski's aria, Kuda Kuda, remains one of the most moving and beautiful performances in the opera repertoire. Interviewer, Editor-in-Chief of Vocal Media. Question 17. Sobinov lived through a period of social and political upheaval. Did this affect his career? Follow RealTenor. Answer 17. Yes, the Russian Revolution and the political changes that followed affected all artists, including Sobinov. Despite the turmoil, he remained loyal to his art and even served as the director of the Bolshoi Theater for a time. During this period of upheaval, he dedicated himself to preserving Russian vocal traditions and demonstrated remarkable resilience. He faced challenges with dignity, ensuring that his art continued to thrive. Of Vocal Media. Question 18. How was Sobinov's legacy preserved during the era of recordings? Follow RealTenor. Answer 18. Fortunately, many of Sobinov's recordings have been preserved, allowing us to experience his artistry firsthand. These recordings provide valuable insights into his techniques and interpretive choices, continuing to educate and inspire today's singers and scholars. They serve as a crucial link between us and the past era of vocal excellence. Interviewer, Editor-in-Chief of Vocal Media. Question 19. What is Sobinov's lasting legacy in the field of vocal art? Follow RealTenor. Answer. 19. Sobinov's legacy lies in his ability to combine technical perfection with deep emotional expression. He set a timeless standard for lyrical singing, influencing countless singers and shaping the future of Russian vocal art. His voice remains a beacon of beauty, sincerity, and artistry. Interviewer, Editor-in-Chief of Vocal Media. Question 20. Now, using your clock breath distribution theory, can you analyze Leonid Sobinov? His voice is often praised for its brightness and penetrating power. Could you explain how you define his 6 o'clock breath support and how he uses the 6 breath bass in his singing? Follow RealTenor. Answer 20. Sobinov's voice is indeed known for its brightness and exceptional resonance, which is closely linked to his strong breath bass at the 6th position, deep abdomen. His breath support is very stable, generating a powerful airflow from deep within the lower abdomen that travels through his entire body. This deep breath support provides a solid foundation for his high notes, while allowing his middle and low notes to remain vibrant and resonant without feeling heavy. His breath foundation is key to ensuring a steady and fluid sound. Chief Editor of Vocal Me, question 21. What role do the areas from 5 to 8 play in his vocal technique? How do they contribute to the bright and resonant qualities of his voice? Follow RealTenor. Sobinov's voice is bright due to the perfect coordination between the 5 lower back energy area and 8 front chest regions. He effectively uses the power from the lower back to propel the airflow while activating resonance in the front chest. The collaboration of these front and back regions gives his voice both strength and depth, avoiding heaviness while maintaining expansiveness and penetration. The participation of the 7 front abdomen region further enhances his middle range, making his voice flow naturally and smoothly through transitions. Chief Editor of Vocal Media, question 22. How does Sobinov create such bright sounds in his upper register? What specific techniques does he use in the 9 to 1 area? Follow RealTenor. Sobinov's high notes are very bright and clear, and this is closely linked to his fine control over the 9 to 1 regions, including the throat and head cavities. He skillfully uses the 10 oral cavity space, maintaining an open mouth to ensure brightness and clarity of sound. He also effectively utilizes 11 nasal cavity and 12 hard, soft palate resonance to create a metallic brightness without sharpness. This upward resonance path makes his high notes both light and penetrating, avoiding the hollow sound of falsetto or head voice. His high notes resonate fully in the head cavity, giving the voice both spatial depth and fullness without sounding hollow. Question 23. In the 9 region, throat, how does Sobinov maintain the openness and free flow of his throat? How does this impact his overall sound? Follow RealTenor, answer E. Sobinov maintains openness and relaxation in the 9 region, which gives his voice a great deal of freedom. Unlike some singers who may experience tension or constriction, Sobinov avoids any tightness in his throat, keeping the sound natural and pure. This open throat technique allows smoother transitions in his voice, preventing any forced or distorted sounds. As a result, his voice is both bright and pure, contrasting with Caruso's heavier sound. Sobinov's voice is lighter and brighter, yet still maintains the integrity of bel canto technique. Interviewer of Vocal Media. Question 24. How does Sobinov balance the 4 and 2 pharynx regions to achieve that effortless and natural extension of his voice? Answer 24. Sobinov's balance between the 4 back diaphragm and 2 pharynx regions is another important aspect of his technique. He can channel the strength of the back diaphragm to the pharynx, allowing the voice to expand and resonate as it passes through the pharynx, while maintaining an upward feeling. This technique gives his voice excellent extension and brightness, especially in the higher notes, making them sound natural and fluid, rather than squeezed or muffled. Interviewer, Chief Editor of Vocal Media. How does Sobinov maintain consistent airflow throughout his singing and create a glossy tone? Follow RealTenor, answer 25. Sobinov is excellent at managing the flow of breath, ensuring smooth and consistent airflow from 6 to 1 head cavity. This guarantees continuity and fluidity in his sound, giving each note a glossy quality. Especially in his high register, the voice is not only bright but also has a soft texture. Sobinov's breath management ensures that his voice always has a lustrous quality, whether in the low or high range, maintaining a well-balanced flow of breath throughout his performance. Interviewer, Chief Editor of Vocal Media. Question 26. How does Sobinov compare to Caruso in terms of vocal qualities and technique? What are the differences between them? Follow RealTenor. Answer 26. Sobinov and Caruso differ significantly in both vocal quality and technique, even though both were outstanding tenors. Caruso's voice was heavier, with a strong emphasis on chest resonance, particularly in the 6 to 8 region. His tone was deep and resonant. In contrast, Sobinov's voice is brighter and more transparent, focusing on comprehensive breath flow from 6 to 12, particularly highlighting the upward resonance from 11 to 1. His voice is more flexible and lustrous. Sobinov not only inherited the Italian bel canto tradition, but also innovated upon it, making his voice lighter and brighter, establishing a new tenor model. Interviewer, Editor of Vocal Media. 27. Why is Sobinov such an important figure in Russian vocal history? Answer 27. Sobinov is regarded as the founder of Russian vocal art because he combined the Italian bel canto tradition with Russia's unique musical emotions, creating a distinctive singing style. He mastered the techniques of Italian opera singing while integrating Russian emotional expression, producing a style unlike any other. His vocal technique and artistic interpretation played a crucial role in the development of Russian opera, making him one of the most prominent figures in 20th century Russian vocal arts. Question 28. Thank you for discussing Leonid Sobinov with us today. It's truly memorable to explore the life and legacy of such an important figure in vocal history. Follow RealTenor Antifier. Thank you. It's an honor to share my passion for Sobinov's artistry with everyone. His contributions continue to inspire and guide us on our journey toward vocal excellence.